do a little bit of a recap from June and then a couple announcements, and then we're going to have Juliet talk to us, which I'm so excited about. So, yep, everybody's muted at home. I'm going to close my door. Otherwise, my dogs will start barking. So, first off, I want to say how proud I am of everybody from June. June is a super slow month in the Beachbody land, Beachbody world, and it always is, regardless. And on top of that, the country started opening up depending on where you were. So people were like, get me out of the house, let me do other things, just whatever. And so it was a harder month. It always is. So I'm so proud of everybody continuing to push forward. All of the people that hit Success Club last month got any Success Club points on the board. Those are all lives changed. And even if you didn't hit Success Club, or get Success Club points, but you started people with Beachbody On Demand subscriptions and things like that, be proud of all of the hard work that you put in for all of the month of June, okay? I want to make an announcement for the ones, if you've seen me talk about the Diamond Leadership Retreat, and you're like, what is that? And how do I qualify? So basically there's 2 more ones to qualify. The qualification period started in April. So if you weren't a coach at that time, you can still qualify for that trip. Fingers crossed we can still go and everything will be fine in October, but you can still qualify. The only qualification you would be able to hit right now is diamond rank. So you need to hit a diamond rank between now and the end of August. I think it's like September 3rd is the final week to hit diamond, but you can still earn that trip. And it's absolutely possible to hit diamond in 2 months. I promise you. It's been done sooner. It's been done longer. I mean, it is absolutely possible. So if that's something that you want to work towards, it's absolutely possible. The people that have already qualified are people who were hitting Success Club. So the other ways to qualify, you had to hit Success Club or earn 500 PV each month, every single month in the qualification period. And so all those people that you saw in that graphic have done just that. They've either hit Success Club 5 or 500 PV, and a lot of people have done both each month. So that's why they've qualified, and they still have to hit it the next 2 months or go diamond in order to be on that leadership retreat. So it's my first annual one. I've been looking forward to this since I became a coach, and with all the other trip cancellations and things, I am just stoked to be able to hold our own little team leadership retreat. And then, one thing that I did want to share on my screen and show you really quickly that's new, and I think it's going to be amazing, and it's going to help everybody be successful and help their new coaches be successful. And we've got to share it on the new coach call for the first time. But I've created a calendar with the help of Laura, and we kind of planned out the entire rest of the year. Every single month, we're trying to do things like have a consistent Getting Started Right call for all brand new coaches, whether they're my new coach, your new coach, any new coaches in our network. We want to have a Getting Started Right call for them. We also want to have a Push to Emerald call every single month. These are things that we want to do consistently so everybody on our team can get used to them. It's a system that's in place that everybody knows what's happening and how they can help their team be successful and have their own success, okay? We are also going to be hosting a brunch and biz, so either 2 coaching calls each month only on Saturdays. This month we're testing out a new one called we're doing a brunch and biz, which is our typical what is coaching, where we invite coach prospects to come in, and then that's on Saturdays. And then we're testing out a new one called the Total Solution, where we're actually sharing with people what it's like to purchase a challenge pack in our Total Solution, be a part of our tribes, and with the emphasis on being a preferred member or signing up for the discount, okay? So it's another way to get people on your team without emphasizing just the business opportunity, okay? So I'm going to post this calendar in our team page, but we've literally mapped out every single one of those calls to the end of the year. So until 2021. So you can see that as you go through, there's one call every week. This month is a little different because we got going late because of the holiday, but normally There's only one call, an extra call, and not everybody's going to be on every extra call, but we're only doing one a week besides our team call. Okay, so it's not to not be overwhelming and that we're doing 3 calls a week sometimes or things like that, but you have a calendar, and no, barring any illness or anything crazy that happens, and that's why we're all working together, my leaders and people that are going to be helping me to host these all, they will be happening on these days. So you can know that on August 8th or this Saturday, July 11th, and then on August 8th, we are having a brunch and biz, 10 a.m. The times are all going to be the same, so you never have to worry about times. So take a picture of this calendar, download it on your computer. You always have something to invite your people to, okay? Any questions about the calendar? Okay. What was I gonna say? Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. So, God, it's so creepy to see Chris Reed's name there, but he's not actually there. So, so Juliet, are you ready? Do you want to come on?
Yes, I know. I'm visiting the Reeds today. So, and he was like, "Don't do it on your phone. Do it on my computer." And I'm like,
"That's so awesome. That's so funny." Well, I'm like, maybe she's using his account, but I'm like, I think that's actually his den. Like, I think that's the background. So that's so funny. So, so I'm gonna introduce you a little bit, and then I want you to tell your story and give more introductions than I know. Obviously, I became aware of Juliet. I won't even say that I know her yet, but I became aware of her when we were setting up the flash sale. And I remember Chris posting in Team Panacea and was like, please welcome Juliet Sam. And then all of a sudden it was like, please, Juliet's already at Emerald. And then like, oh my gosh, I can't remember what Success Club you hit from that in June from that flash, or May 10. And she signed like so you signed May 28th. So 2 days before the flash sale, 2 days before the end of the month, and hit Success Club 10 because of the flash sale, and went Emerald in that flash sale. Okay. Since then, now we're July 6th, and I can't remember what day it was last week, but he posted in Team Pan again that she had signed 7 coaches, 7. And I went, oh my gosh, okay, I need to know what she's doing, and I want my team to know, because, and this is why I thought it would be valuable for her to come on. I hear a lot of new coaches say, I don't know how to invite to the business or just the coaching opportunity, whether it's the discount or the business opportunity, because I'm brand new. Maybe I haven't even completed a program. I'm not at my goal weight, whatever it is, they're excuses, whether it's comfortability level, whatever. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot. I want to finish a program, which is great, which is all fine and dandy. However, there's also another way to do it. And that's why I wanted to hear from Juliet and see what is she saying to people? How is she getting, are they working coaches? Are they preferred members? Because they're all created equal when on your team. We need all of them. We need working coaches and we need preferred members to build a team, build a business, and build an income. So Juliet, I would love to give you some time to introduce yourself, talk about your story with Beachbody, and then I don't know if it's easier for you to just kind of talk about what you're doing or me ask you questions. Either, it's kind of informal either way. And I know you said you have a lot of marketing and social media experience because you also do hair and lashes and things. So you feel like that's benefiting you in your journey, which we all always want more information about social media. So I'm going to mute myself and you can take it away.
Well, hi, thank you. It was a surprise to be invited. It was like, wait, me? You're kind of shocked. And when I told Chris, he was like, I'm so proud of you. Go represent us, And so it was like, but yeah, I'm actually really, really good friends with Cody, so Chris's husband, and actually don't mind my gear looking today. We just got rained on and did a 5K, and I am very overweight still because I just joined. So it's one of those things where, you may not be at the fitness level you want to be at, but when you start doing things for yourself and changing and you show them on social media, people go, I'm inspired. And that's always been the biggest push for me when people say that, because you're like, I inspired somebody, hold on. But yeah, so I have known Cody for quite some time. And then I talked to Chris and I said, hey man, I'm pretty sick and tired of being the weight that I am. I have 2 children. I'm a single mother. And I told him, I said, I can't have this kind of lifestyle anymore. I can't even play with them. I can't do things. We'd love to go to Disney and it kills me when I walk all those miles. I got to do something. So he was like, well, let's do Beachbody. Let's sign you up. Let's do it. You want to be a coach? And I said, sure. Because he said, there's a discount. And I said, discount, I'm down. So I went ahead and signed up. And then I will tell you the first piece of advice that I think is very beneficial. If you're new, listen to your coaches. Whatever kind of advice they have to give you, they're doing it longer. They've done it longer. Obviously, they have a business under their belt. So whatever they tell you to do, do it, because they know what works. And so when Chris tells me something, I take it, and I write it and yes, okay, I'll do it. You're right. The first thing he said, I'm just going to keep going with it because I think I got a flow. He said, make a post introducing yourself on your home page and say that you're doing this. And I'm one of those people who can't stand pushy salesmen. You have somebody who sells some type of makeup and they're like, hey, I have a party. Hey, I have this. Hey, like my page. I can't do that. I don't like it. I'm not that person. And I think when it comes to these kind of things like signing on people, I think that's the one thing that we all fear is feeling pushy. Sometimes you have to be a little pushy, but give that like breathing room. Okay. So if for July, for me, I have 2 girls that are interested, but I've spoken to them, a day and then a second day and then a breather of like 1 to 2 days and then bring it up again because I didn't want to feel like I'm like, ding, 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 ding. But I also wanted to tell them, hey, look, if this is something you want to start and you want to be a coach, look, I got a discount and now I'm earning money. So if somebody in your family wants to sign up, you can earn your money back on what you're spending on yourself. And for me, that was like a deal for me. What was I gonna say? I just like, but yeah, so I posted on my Facebook. That was the first thing I did. Chris told me post, and I did not want to sound sales pitchy in any way, shape, or form, because the one thing that Chris told me that struck a nerve in a good way was we are in the business of making healthier lives and making people's lives change. And for me, I had a moment, I cried with him and I broke down with him and Cody, and I was like, I gotta change my life and I'm done. And I know a lot of people in my hometown that I'm from that have sadly gained weight, and I know they feel the same way. So I made a post and I said, this is my journey. I'm going to invite you guys all, and I'm going to be extremely raw on my Facebook, and I'm going to share everything I'm doing. And if you guys like add me on Facebook, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm posting workout videos, and I am not a fit girl, but I'm showing how hard it is for me to do them, but I'm doing them. I'm posting how I'm losing weight, how eating meals is different, but I'm not like Shakeology, it's not like that. It's just, I'm welcoming you into my journey. And if you want to be a part of this journey, come on, I'll take you with me. And when that post, and Chris said, whoever comments, you reach out. And I did. And you write a list of all these people you want to go on a vacation with or whatever. And it's crazy that because I signed 5 coaches right away. And I'll explain how that kind of happened too. But it was all 4 of them were people I didn't put on my list. So I made a big oops there where I was like, they won't want to do it. So I didn't write them on my list. And they're people that are coaches now, all because they commented on it. They said they were proud of me and they wanted to see it. And because I have a friendship with them, and because I get to know everybody on my Facebook, and I think that's where my marketing skills come in. I've always been really good at networking. I hate to toot my own horn, but I have been. And because when I do hair and lashes, I have to be very, how's your mom? How's your dad? How's family? So I have to get to know people. And I think because there's already a trust built there, they trusted me on inviting them on this journey that I'm on. And they're like, done, we're going with you. We're doing it together. I also spoke about accountability. And I was one of those people who felt I'm going to work out I'm gonna do it on my own because it's embarrassing. I don't want people to see it. And now I need my squad. You know, I need my people, because alone isn't taking me anywhere. And it has been the most successful thing I've done to this day, is having my little group of people keep me accountable, because not only does Chris keep me accountable, because he's on me all the time. And he's like, should I ease off? And I'm like, no, don't you dare ease off, you know? But because he does that, I feel like I need to do that to my girls too. And it's funny because I signed on a lot of women first, because I think most of us, whatever gender we are, have more closer relationships, and that's where we kind of start from. But yeah, so that initial post brought me 5 coaches, all because I was being 100% raw and real. And there's nothing better you can do than doing that, because you don't want to be fake, because social media is very fake. You want to be very vulnerable, because they're vulnerable too. You know, these are people that obviously, if they're asking you, it's because they want to change something, and you have to go into that mindset instead of, ooh, how many points is that? You know, it's cool. How can we do this together? What do you want to change? And, you know, I had one who is one of my best friends from in the past, like when I was trying to go to the Marine Corps, and she and I call each other Simper sisters, because we used to train together a lot. And over time, we've kept in touch. And unfortunately, she hasn't had a baby. And so some of it has to do with her weight. So knowing something so personal, she came to me and said, you know, if I don't lose weight, we can't have this baby. So that's not money in my pocket. That's not points for a success club. That is changing somebody's life, and I'm going to do it with them. And there's nothing more exciting than saying, I'm doing this with you, not for you, or you know what I'm saying? So I think there's a part of us that needs to go back and be very human and connect in those kind of aspects if we want to bring them in and do this with us. When I speak to people about being coaches, I am not like, you can make a business, you can get a discount. I just don't do that. I go, look, I signed on. My first check, full disclosure, was not much, you know, compared to some people. But for me, in 3 days to make $400 was a lot. You know, it was like, holy cow, you know, how did I do that? You know, and it was, you know, my sign-ons, a bonus sign-on, and then another bonus, and it all added up to like 4 something. And I was like, what? Where did this come from? And Chris is like, I don't know, but you're on the roll. Keep doing it, you know? And I'm like, okay. But when I spoke to these women, I said, look, I signed on, and you can cancel anytime you want. You want to give them that, here's the door, and you can open it or you can close it. You have freedom. You are not stuck. I hate feeling stuck. I am very much hashtag a Leo, so I don't like being tied. And saying that to them, like, hey, if this isn't for you, you can cancel it and just be a member. But guess what? Beachbody on demand is yours all year. All year. And they're like, what? Even if I cancel my, yeah, dude, yeah, give it time. Because you're going to want to do what I did, which is buy products. You know, you're going to want to sign on. And I just bought my morning 100 meltdown, you know, stuff, and I got a discount on it. And so a lot of these women are like, okay, I can pay $15 a month for that, you know? And then, so I made it very free for them. Do not feel tied. Do not feel constricted. Give it a shot. If it's not your jam, it's not your jam, you know? And I think when you do that and you tell them that, it's more not reciprocated, but it's received, you know, instead of feeling tied. So that, I think, was my biggest pointer I can give you. I'm trying to think of what else. If you're going to start a program, like let's say you're going to start 21 Day Fix, which is what I started with, post it on there. Hey, I'm going to start my 21-day challenge. This is something new, or I have done this before and I had good results. If anybody would like to be with me during these 21 days, you know, let me know. Like, let's do this together, and let's make a chat together, and every day we'll check in on how it's going. And that was a big call in of people too, because we got to do 3-day together. So we suffered together. And then now we're doing 21 days. And unfortunately, some of the girls got their stuff late in the mail because of everything going on. But it's neat because I'm like on day 19, and one of them's like on day 10, and the other one's like right next to me, you know, day 17. You know, giving that, let's do this together is really, really a good call for you to do on Facebook. Because if you're just like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, it's not inviting. You're just kind of sharing what you're doing, but it's not inviting. So those are some of the things I've done.
Can I ask you, can I jump and ask you a question? Because one of the things that we encourage our new coaches to do, and any coach can actually do it at any time. And it sounds like this is kind of what you did, but we call it a like announcing your coaching, but you don't say I've just become a coach, but you kind of do what you did, where you say, hey, I'm going to start this program. When perfect opportunity is MBF, when MBF on perfect opportunity to say, I'm going to start this on this day. Looking for people to do it with me just for accountability and start this little small group. Is that kind of what you did? Like where you announced that you were coaching without announcing that you were coaching, right? And then just kind of told them exactly what you did to sign up?
Sort of. And you know what's funny? I didn't even say anything about coaching. I did it. I made a very personal post, very personal. And I'm sure I can screenshot it somewhere on there still. And then when they spoke to me, I said, look, I can sign you on. And because I was so new, I would have Chris help me talk to them because I didn't know how to do it. So be open. I don't care how long you've done it. There's always something to learn, and that comes in all professions. And I have learned that doing hair. The minute you think you know it, it's the minute you stop learning, and it's the minute you're done. So I was like, Chris. Poor Chris has like 7 chats with me and one other person the whole time. But I'm watching him talk to them. What's their why? What do we want to get them started? Do they really need the 3-day refresh? Maybe they don't. This person wants to build muscle. Let's have them sign up with this instead, and etc. But no, I didn't make a full post of like, I'm a coach. I didn't do that. That comes off a little intimidating. And to be honest, as a bigger person, it might come off like a joke because I'm not fit right now. I'm not in my healthiest version of me right now. So how could I possibly coach somebody? In my mind, that's how it felt. But that's why I said make it inviting, because you don't want to come off like you're a trainer. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of did, but kind of didn't say that. And I just kind of go, and Chris told me, make the post. And I said, okay, but I'm going to make it my way. And you're allowed to do that. Remember that you are allowed to make it your way. However you are, however you talk, do it. Whatever you can relate it to, awesome. Make it you. Don't be anybody else. Make it you. Nothing is better than that. I think that's my biggest also pointer to give is don't try to come off like something else, or you see another successful coach, don't do a post like them, because what works for them and it may not work for you. So tinker with it, and then you'll find what works best for you. I hit a little bit of like a plateau last month, and I was like, no, I refuse. But then this is where it got scary, was reaching out, because I've already made my post. People have already commented, and I've talked to them. So you don't want to offend anyone. And that's the first thing that comes in your head. Like, if I reach out, are they going to think I'm calling them fat? And that's not it, And so I reached out to the closest people that I had first to just warm up. It's like a workout. I got to warm up with what I'm comfortable with. So I spoke to several friends, and I'm very blessed that 2 of them were like, tell me more. For that, tell me more. Because when they were like, no, not right now, financially can't, or maybe their mindset isn't there yet, I would say it is totally okay. If you look into it and you want to talk back to me about it, I am here. You call me anytime. And I left it at that, which, as a matter of fact, one of them has now messaged me back because I left that open door and that non-pushiness. They like that, but you've inserted that little grain, there of, hey, you can do this with me, But yeah, so I started with people I knew, and it was one of those things where it was another post that I made, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I lost 3 pounds overnight doing my 3-day refresh. Like, oh my gosh, I am full of crap, and they're like, Juliet, and that's me. I am just, I'm like in your face, but that's who I am. And so a friend of mine was like, okay, what are you doing? And I said, I'm not, and she goes, I don't like pills. I don't like crazy supplements. And I said, I don't either. I'll tell you right now, I don't work well with that stuff. That stuff doesn't stay forever. I like good, healthy eating and good workouts because it's worked for me before. So I refuse to do anything different. And I think a lot of people think, oh, it's a supplement. It's a weight loss pill. No, it's not. It's you. It's all you, buddy. You know, it's an awesome shake and it's all you. And then how you decide to eat, you know? So I explained to her how it was working and how it was for me, you know, and she was like, okay, send me an email. And I said, how about this? How about I send you a coach email and I'll send you a member email? Because once they see that price difference too, they're like, $15 a month? Yeah, okay, cool, you know? And so that's another thing. Give them a choice. Don't just like instantly go, coach, you know, say, how about I send you 2 emails? You see both prices and you choose. Or how about, you know, we do one with 3-day refresh, the 21 fix, and the on-demand package. And then the other one, just the on-demand. And you tell me, and I've had some go, oh no, I want everything. I'm like, sweet, let's do it, you know? So again, just that freedom. That's all I can tell you is freedom is the best. Again, asking Chris, okay, dude, how do I do this? Should we do this? They've been signed on before. And that's another thing too, is like switching members to, you know, I've had people comment and, oh, I have it. Cool. Who's your coach? I've asked straight up. I have asked, who's your coach? Oh, I don't know. Mine's changed like 4 times. It's some girl in Connecticut. And I'm like, girl, I'm 5 minutes down the street. Hop on over, you know? So, and that's the thing. Don't fully rule them out because they already have a membership. You can transfer them over. You know what I mean? Be open-minded about that too. Oh, they're already signed up. No. They can move over, you know? And Chris told me that too. And I was like, what? Mind blown. So, but yeah, it's very simple. And that's what I was telling her. You know, I was like, girl, I don't know what you want me to talk about. Like, I just do me and I don't think about it hard. I ask questions and then I go with it. And you may be the type of person that it's hard for you to talk to people, or you're shy, or it's just hard to, you know, send that message, but you got to step out of that comfort zone just a little, but do it your way, but just a little, you know what I mean? And it's worked wonders for me. And right now I have 2 ladies, one who just wants to be a member. And I said, that's great, because once I sign her on, she'll tell her friend, and then her friend's going to come to me. And that's just how hair business works. Let me do your hair. You're going to be my walking advertisement. Come on. You know, because it's exactly what hair and lashes are. They're walking advertisements for my business. So if that person starts losing weight, what are you doing? What are you doing? Girl, what are you doing? Yeah, refer them to me, because if you don't want to be a coach, I'll sign them up. You know what I'm saying? So, and just be sure, you know, talk about it. Be very honest. Hey, yeah, I'm earning money on this. You know, thanks. Oh, no. And I'm happy to support you. You have no idea how many of my coaches have said that. I will sign on to support you, because there is a relationship there. And they're like, if my money's going somewhere, it's going to somebody I like and trust. And that was a big one for me too, was like, oh my God, these people care about me. I care about them too. So it's this like web of like, I love you. So, but yeah, there's not much there for me to tell you besides that. My rock during all of this has been Chris, like 100%. He has been my go-to dude. And I've had my moments when I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, he's like, okay, girl, stop. We got this, you know? I will tell you that Chris, I get a little emotional. Chris has made me tap into my why a lot. And my why am I doing this? So don't mind me if I cry. But I, you know, am unfortunately divorced, and life happens, and I have 2 beautiful children I have to take care of, all me. And my parents have let us live in their home, but our home is very tiny. So the kids and I actually share a bedroom, and this is very personal, but this is how I am. We live in 1 bedroom. It's just me and them, and we make it work. And it's hard. And there's nights that you go to bed crying and you're like, I want more. Like, this can't be my life. You know, 7 years of this is hard. I can't do this anymore. And Chris will be like, you want the house? You want the house? You're gonna work. And I'm like, I know, I've been working my whole life, you know, but he's like, it can happen. It can happen with this company. It can happen. And, you know, they are the most humbling people in this world, the most non-selfish, the most non-flashiest people I have ever met. And he's very raw. And he's like, you want a home like this? You can do it, but you have to listen to me too, because I know what I'm doing. And it just triggers this, why am I doing this? You know, why am I, because I want people to feel good, because that's why I do hair for a living, because I want a woman to feel empowered and go back to this world and feel like she's beautiful and she can take on the world. You know what I mean? Hairstylists don't do hair just to do hair. We do it for a reason. So, you know, you may be a lawyer and you want to fight, you know, for what's right. You know, there's always a reason for something. And when it comes to Beachbody, it took me just a little bit to say, I can change their life too. Like me, I'm nobody, but I can do it. And I think that's what's giving me so much power. Like, dude, I feel so good about myself when I was so depressed. I'm losing weight. I just did a 5K, you guys, and I have never done one in my whole entire life. Yay, Slytherins. And it's such a cool, okay, I have to show this off. Like, how cool is that, you know? And I have never done a 5K, and I just did it with Cody and a few of our Disney friends, and we like, you know, spread it apart and we did it. And, you know, I'm posting that. I'm posting how little by little by little I am just breaking that wall of like self-hatred and depression. And think about how you change somebody's life doing that. You know, sorry. But and that's what makes it so much more powerful for me to do Beachbody, because I think of my friend, she can have a baby, and I think of another friend who's going to love herself, and I think of another friend who, you know, is injured and she wants to lose weight because it hurts her when she has so much weight on her, and then I have another friend who just wants to feel better. And we are in that business, and we get to do that, and we get to give back. And it's one of those things where you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. You know, we think about points and we think about Emerald, and don't step away for 1 second. Step away from 1 second and connect with all that. And then things are just going to happen. And that's what I told Chris. I said, I have no idea, dude. I think I just went in with emotions, and this is what came from it. So, sorry, I had my little like cry fest there for a minute, but you know, I'm a very open book kind of person. And so anyways, that's pretty much all I can tell you unless you have questions. And I'm really good at like Facebook marketing and Instagram marketing and getting stuff going online. So if you have questions, go for it.
I want to open it up to questions from everybody else, but first I want to say that was amazing. So like I said, I had no idea what she was going to say. Like I just kind of went, I said, I want to know you're doing something right. I want to know what it is, and I want you to share it with my team. So all of that was amazing. And what I find so awesome is that literally you've been a coach for maybe 6 weeks, not even quite 6 weeks yet. And the knowledge and the wherewithal, the stuff that you're sharing, is you would think you've been coaching for years. Cause like, and it's so important. And you clearly have an upline that you connect with, and that you find very supportive and are willing to learn and be coachable and do the things that make you vulnerable and are completely out of your comfort zone. And so that is why I can tell that's why you're having such huge success. You've made it your own. Chris is telling you what you and Chris are probably two very different people. You know, I don't know Chris super well, but I'm just getting to know you, but I'm pretty sure you're two completely different people. He's very successful in this business. You're going to be very successful. You already have been successful and are going to continue to be successful because you're being coachable and you're listening to what somebody that came before you is doing, but you're doing it in your way. Right. And so I love to hear that. And it's such a great reminder. Just what you said, I was like, all I could think of was like, gosh, when she changes these women's lives and they get healthy and they feel amazing, then she can do their hair and their lashes and they're like the whole makeover, you know, like those shows where they would do the whole makeover, you know, I'm like, God, she's like that person. Like she gets to do it all.
There could be when you're in my chair. I'm like, you know, you know. And
no, it's so awesome. So I would love to open it up. One question I had as you were talking. So when you did your post and you asked people to join you, did you start your own challenge group or did you join? Does Chris have one? His like Team Pan have their own challenge group, or what did you do? Did you start your own or join his, or how did that work out?
So I'm really happy with Facebook having groups and stuff like that. I'm like the group guru. I actually I'm from Mansfield, Texas, which is a little bit south from Fort Worth. And so I have the biggest Mansfield moms group because I was like, I got kicked out of all the other moms groups. So I was like, fine, I'll make my own. I speak my opinion and I don't hold it back. And if I see you doing something wrong, I'll call you out. And they were like, bye. And I was like, okay, bye. So I actually have that group. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my accountability group. And I named it like Winning at Fitness. And I made it private but public to find. And I invited women from that Mansfield group to join if they wanted to, because I want them to see what people are doing from Beachbody and not exactly be like Beachbody, you know?
Right.
So I made my own group because I wanted to be in control of what they saw, how they perceived it. I wanted other people to be very, some people have had it and didn't want to rejoin. Awesome. I made very clear, I said, everybody can join whatever chapter they are on their changing journey and whatever they're doing. I did post, it is mostly based off of Beachbody. The admins are Beachbody coaches. Please don't promote other businesses, but please tell us where you are in your journey. So if you can make your own group and just tell people like, hey, if you just like to run, get in there and tell us you're running, you know, because that person after a few months might be like, so let me in on that business, you know, and that's the thing. You just want to have that open door yet again, but not shoving it in their face. And I felt like that's what my group did. So yeah, I made my own group.
Very cool. So does anybody have, I don't see anything in the chat. So if you have questions, you can unmute yourself and ask. Looks like
I have questions. Okay. One, you almost made me cry sharing your story. So thank you for that.
Tears don't phase us because she's always crying. I'm like the Tin Man. Like I don't cry unless it's a dog commercial. So like I'm like, like I get chills, but I'm just like I'm not gonna cry. But she always.
And now she just made me lose my train of thought. But she's always interrupting me. No, I'm just kidding. Question. I love IG. Like, I think I'm an IG guru or whatever I call. I want to know what are your tips and tricks on what you do on IG to market, and if you're doing anything specific on IG to promote MBF.
So I have my personal account and then I have my business account, and my business account I rebranded, so I completely wiped it out. So right now it's not where it was at before. My personal account though, I put on there, I made it very personal, and I wanted it to be me again, not Beachbody in your face. And so I'm very Star Wars-y, you know, Disney, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, you name it, I'm the nerd, I'm there. So my name is actually This Is the Way, Juliet. So if you watch The Mandalorian, they say this is the way a lot. And so I related that to this is my life, so this is the way. This is the way to lose weight too. And so so I started my posts just making pictures, very, like I said, raw videos about me, like working out. So I made my own videos and stuff, and I posted them on there. And then I would put at the bottom, like, again, my own little description, like, hey, you know, I've never done this before. This is my 21-day fit or fix, ultimate blah, 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 blah. And then I would make more personal statements on that and then move on. And then I would put it on there. And then in the comments section, I would hashtag everything under the sun. So it's like weight loss transformation, Star Wars. And then I would like discreetly put Beachbody in there, you know, and then put single mom, kids, you know, and I mean, everything that you like your hobbies, put them on there, because people who like the hobbies that you like. So like, I like pin collecting, like Disney pin collecting. And I would put pin collector, Disney pin collector, 101 Dalmatians, because it's one of my favorite movies. So I'm going to come up on these random feeds of like things that other people follow instead of just fitness, Beachbody, weight loss, you know, Shakeology. I didn't just do that. I did everything that I liked underneath that in my comments, and then I posted it. And that has brought people that wouldn't have seen me if I would have just done everything fitness hashtag. So I think that's a really good thing you can try to do when it comes to Instagram, is really open that, like, where you're being seen. So, and of course, making it public. Don't make your account private. Don't post things that you don't feel you want publicly people to see. And then I also post a few things that are nothing to do with Beachbody, you know, just so, hey, I'm still a person. I'm not just trying to sell you something. So I've done that too. Yeah. So it's not much different, I think, than what you might be doing, but it's worked for me. I have definitely screenshotted my Instagram, and I have posted it on my business page on Facebook and my Facebook. And I'm like, hey, if you're not following me, a puppy's gonna, you know, cry. You know, I'll say something silly, and my friends are like, really, Juliet? And I'm like, if you don't follow me, you're a whiny Gryffindor, you know, or something silly like that, you know? And so I will post my Instagram picture on my Facebook until I have all my Facebook friends add my Instagram, because then they'll like, you know, share me somehow too. It's all connections. So I've just been doing that too. Yeah.
That's actually a good idea. 'Cause I have way more, well, I guess, I don't know. I have way more followers on my Facebook page, business page, than I do on Instagram, but it's a good idea.
Yes. Make sure you put it on there. Follow me.
That's a really good idea, because there's more shenanigans over on Instagram. It's just better.
Yeah.
Over on
Well, and Instagram is one of those, like, you're bored and you're just doing this thing, you know, and oh, I like that. And you don't have to have full on conversations with people, but you need to be visible. And then people will be like, oh, she likes pins. Oh, look at her losing weight. And then they like it, and it triggered, because they're too busy looking at pins. And then they go, oh, weight loss. And then they get into the like, I'm going to follow her. Cool. Because it's random. You're a random person that popped up in a pin feed. And you're like, hey.
What'd you say, a pin feed?
A pin feed, like the feed that comes up, like what comes up as you scroll.
Like your feed.
Right. So like, well, on Instagram. No, you're okay. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up.
So like, are you thinking like if you used a hashtag and somebody's following a hashtag and then they're pulling you
right.
up on the
So,
hashtag
yeah.
and they're like, oh, look at her, check it out. Yeah.
Right. So my like before and after 2 weeks or whatever, right? I have a Frozen shirt and I have a Star Wars shirt. So I hashtag Frozen too. I hashtag Star Wars because I'm wearing the shirts. Why not? So somebody who's like, oh, look at this cute little girl's Frozen too. Oh, look at that, you know, and then they like it, and then they go to your page because they're like interested, they'll add you. And that's what I'm saying, be that random pop-up that comes in these other things that people are too busy looking at and wouldn't consider going to look at a weight loss post, you know.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of doing that. I'm the random, hey. So that's what I do.
Anybody else have any questions? I just can't wait to see when that diamond post is going to show up. And
I know. And you know, that's another thing. Chris is like, when we gonna make you diamond, you're gonna beat me, you're gonna beat me. And I'm like, I don't know, man, because I have him as coach. Now it's, you know, you can only take the horse to the water, and if they don't drink, what do I do? But I have two that have given me kind of like, hey, what are you doing? And little by little, I'm like, ooh, here's a penny, you know, you know, and they're like, well, what do I do? And I've told them exactly what I told you. Make a post, share what you're doing. Don't sound sales pitchy. That's the worst thing. People instantly go, oh, they do. And you know, you've probably done it too, where you're like, okay, I see you, Avon lady, you know?
So when you made that post, what was the picture? Like what went with the words? Was it a stock photo from Beachbody, or was it you?
No, it was just me. I'm pretty sure I can go back and look at it. It was just me. And I want to say it was a picture of like me and my kids or something, because that is my life. It's them. They're my everything. And I posted on there, like, I remember being like, okay, what do I say? And it was, you know, I'm done. I'm officially done feeling the way I feel. I'm tired with depression. I'm tired of my weight. I'm tired that I can't do things I want to do. I was on YouTube for a while, and it didn't go as much as I wanted because I didn't put time into it. But, you know, maybe I'll make a YouTube channel and post all my workout videos and my transformation. Guys, I'm going to be very open and very honest with you. And I hope you don't mind me making these posts constantly, because I am going to try to change my life for the better. If you want to, you know, join me, I'm more than happy to take your support and blah, blah, blah. And that's really all I did, was just like, hey, I'm changing my life. I'm tired of this. And I'm going to have ups and I'm going to have downs, and you're going to see them all. You're going to see them all. And that's what I said. I said, so bear with me as you see me post pictures and videos of me working out. And, you know, my workout videos have been the biggest hit. My kids have recorded me in our tiny living room. And in one of my videos, my daughter's like, way to go, Mom. Yeah, Mom. Look at all that sweat on your face, Mom. And so I, like, you know, take the music down so they can hear it, because that's another thing. As a parent and as a mother and as a woman, sometimes we gain a lot of weight. And so my children are seeing their mom change their life in front of them. My children are seeing that you can still take care of yourself and love yourself, and it's going to be okay. And I want another mom to relate. Wow, you know, her daughter is seeing that you can love yourself, you know, and her son is seeing that her mom is trying to lose weight. And so you need to tap into those little things. You know what I'm saying? When you share something like that, and even if you've done it for a long time, make one today. Get on there and be like, You know, I've been doing some stuff for myself. Don't even mention Beachbody at first for a while. And I've noticed a change and I'm happy. But you know what? I am amped up today after I was on a chat call and I'm ready to, you know, do this and do that. So guys, I hope you don't mind me sharing this journey with you. If you want to join me one day, that's awesome. But for now, I'm going to do this for me and can't wait to see what Beachbody does for me. So thanks guys, you know, and just real quick, pop it in there. You know, don't even bring it up a lot. Just real quick, drop it. And if you can make that post today, every person who likes it and comments, hey, thanks for your support on my post. It means a lot. Yeah, girl, you got this. You're going to do great. I am, you know, thank you so much. And if you want to do this with me, you know, I can always have you join me. And then it goes from there. It's so easy.
How often are you sharing on social media?
Every day. Every day. I am a constant poster and I don't post just about it. I post silly memes. I post videos. I post pictures of me and my kids. I've posted of my, you know, depression hitting me, how I failed at eating really bad today because that's all I had, how I let my emotions take me over. And so I didn't make better food choices, but it's okay. I acknowledge my decisions I made today. I'm going to move forward. And that's the thing. We can't be perfect on social media. You can't just post your wins. You have to post your fails because everybody's going to have a fail and they have to feel like they can because you're human. And I think that's what's big for me when it comes to what I post. Sometimes they're very hard things to share. I just shared the other day, and this is personal, okay? My own mother told me, don't fall on my floor because you're going to crack it. Okay. And that's hard. That is so hard when somebody says something like that. And I shared it. Didn't say it was her. I just said, somebody told me don't fall and crack my floor. Because we all hear things that are very, you know, discouraging and hurtful and non-positive. Well, somebody else is hearing things like that too. And then they can relate and say, you know what? Somebody told me I look like I was pregnant today. And it's like, God, that's happened to me too. I'm not 6 months pregnant, lady. I already had my kid 10 years ago, you know? And that's what I'm saying. Like when you post, don't focus on just what like Beachbody and Shakeology. Post on what's happening with you and how it's changing you. And I shared how those words got to my head. They got to my head real bad. And my workout wasn't very great because I was just here thinking about it instead of what I was watching. And I said, you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to do my best because I've done so good so far that these words are not going to tell me what I measure up to. And that's, again, opening up people to be like, I've had so many messages. Juliet, I'm so proud of you. You have my support. I'm watching you. And I am so, guess what? I'm working out with some videos on YouTube. Dude, why don't you just do Beachbody? You have workouts all year, you know? And it just opens this conversation because they relate so much with what I'm going through. And I'm like, you are not alone. You're not alone. So that's why I post every day, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether I made an awesome dish today or I ate crappy, you know?
Well, I appreciate you so much for sharing and your raw and your realness because I'm like you. I'm an open book. I share too much. Or I shouldn't say share too much. I'm like, because I feel if what I share, my hard things or what can help one other person or that like I'd rather be embarrassed or out there or whatever you want to, you know, say if I can help one other person that's feeling the same way that I am. So, anybody else have any questions? I know it's almost 7 and for you, it's almost 9 and Laura, it's almost 10.
Like we're good. I just feel bad. I've been like,
No, it's great. It's great. And I hope I have your permission to share this with Team Pan because I'm sure I meant to invite them and then didn't get around to it. Anyway.
I just want to say one of my favorite parts of what you just said is that you said it's easy. And that is often not the mindset of newer coaches. And I think simply adopting that mindset and adopting like being conversational is just really like, I don't know, you have so much in place that, because I've been coaching a long time, so I've seen a lot of coaches and where they get stuck. And like you've overcome so many of the hurdles that hang people up. And so it's just really nice to hear you feel like listening to you reminds me of listening to myself in some ways. And it's nice to hear someone say it's easy, because it takes work. It's
Right.
going to take work, but if you're doing it and you're creating relationships and you're like coming at it from the right perspective, I think that it's like fun. It's fun, and the making money isn't necessarily always the driver. For some people it is, and for some people it isn't. But it's just really cool. I wanted to say thank you.
No, you're welcome. Thank you
Oh,
so
and
much.
I have to take a photo really fast because I always do this.
Oh, okay.
Actually, a boomerang. I'm sorry, I do a boomerang. So you have to look at Keisha's like all wrapped up like it's winter. But so do something. Sandy's doing it too. How you guys cold? I'm like sweating. I should take my coat off. Okay, boomerang. So move around. Do something fun. There we go. Product placement and everything. Cold. Everybody's crazy. I love it. Again, thank you so much. If anybody has questions, I can reach out. You can reach out to me, and I can reach out to Juliet. But we appreciate it, and we wish you so much success. And I know with your attitude, you're going to have continued success. So
Thanks.
again,
I'm just gonna
thank
say
you so much.
one quick thing.
Yeah.
Feel free to add me on Facebook. She has my information. Add me on there. I'm more than happy to give you my phone number too. And remember, your success is everybody's success. So if you see somebody struggling, help them, because if they don't do it, you can't do it. So that's my last thing. But
Oh my gosh, awesome. Thank you so much. This was amazing. So thank you, and everybody have a wonderful Monday night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.